Welcome to the Ready Set Blow podcast, a special episode. Got a guest today, two guests. We got Tone Bell here and Rojo Perez. What's up, fellas?
What up?
Yeah.
Fresh out of LA.
That's right. Well, actually, Rojo's in New York, right?
I'm in New York. I'm East Coast. I ain't scared of this snow. Shoot that snow.
Was there snow out there?
I was talking to someone about. I was talking to one of our friends out in LA. He's a comedian. And I told him how cold it was, and he just looked at me. We FaceTime, and he just was like, "Fuck you." He was mad at me for telling him how cold it was.
This is what they say, 20, 30 minutes and the frostbite?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
it's
starts
gotta be worse than
turning
that.
purple. This news anchor, this weatherman was way too honest yesterday. He was like, so yeah, it's real cold.
Most unprofessional weatherman.
Yeah, he's like 20, 30 minutes. That start changing colors. You better go inside.
Right.
Yeah, man, get from out of here.
I don't watch the regular weather local people. I just watch the Spanish one because I know it's
Spanish
cold.
weather girls are the best.
Man,
I
they're the best, man. You just got to say that with a creep voice. Oh, man, they're so good.
It's like how much information can you tell me of how more cold it could be?
Fuente. What's that mean?
I don't know.
You just made up a word.
Fuente. No, that's
Fountain?
Fuego.
Fuego.
Oh,
Fuego's
okay.
fire. That makes sense.
Fuente is just fountain. You're like, fountain.
I'm just saying. Hey, man, a brother can have dreams. A man can have dreams. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I love fountains.
To be honest with you, Tone, I'm very notorious for making up words on this podcast.
Yes, he is. He's well known for combining two words together.
Okay.
I like calling them compound words. He just makes them up.
I love, man. You know what? Let's see how many of the words we can make up, and just say them creepily.
He once combined ensemble and resemblance somehow.
I did.
On Semblance?
Ensemble.
Samba.
Samba.
Ensemble.
I'm
I was
not mad at that at all.
I don't know what that means, but I know what you're driving at. So I was like, I'll go with it.
I love a good worger. I'm all about a good worger, man. I know there's another term for it that I don't remember, but worgers are good, man. I'm all about it.
I'm about feel. If you could feel what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then
If you could
That's
feel
how
what I'm
language
saying.
starts. I'll be
Let's
selling
get the sentiment out of it. Just like, look
you
at
not
me.
real,
Just
it is.
look at what I'm doing
You
when
feel,
I
do you
say.
feel it?
yeah.
If you feel it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Use the words we taught you. Nah, man.
Right.
You being a real Finkelcast right now.
Oh boy, this is when this starts.
You think it's generational? You think, or is it just because me and Randy we're the same age? It's like back when we were growing up. It's like people didn't
Totally
really care.
vintage, right?
Yeah,
I'm 35.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow,
See,
you look younger
everybody
than
looks
35,
good for their
man.
age except for me.
It's LA, man. LA keeps you. You know what? Look, man, you got to drink enough Jameson. I'm drinking breakfast Jameson right now. You got to drink enough to pickle yourself. Now, when I hit 40, it's all downhill. But for the next couple of years, I'm good. You
good? Are you still single?
I'm just preserving myself. Man, single right now.
There you go.
You know what? Kind of not. I'm
Okay. You have a few irons in the fire, something like that?
man,
That's
a
what it's gonna be.
couple of irons in the fire, and it's like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I probably shouldn't talk about it, but I'm reckless.
Yeah. So for those listeners that don't know, Tone Bell is
I'm
on.
single, but I'm not taking random chicks to dinner.
That's right. Isn't
But
Oh, I'm doing that.
You going dinner right away?
I do it right away.
you don't do dinner on the first date, right? That's a
I
rookie
damn near
mistake.
don't do dinner throughout. I mean, like it's. I mean,
Throughout the whole relationship.
I'm very into the idea of just like, hey man, let's just like I pay for some. Like I go like a 3-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
Of like we go out a couple times, a couple beers, we'll share some shit. Then a real sit down dinner. I'm not doing that.
That's advice I've given to some of my younger comedian friends in town. It's like, don't first date, always do drinks because it's 20 minutes. If you don't like her in 20 minutes after that one drink, you get up and get out.
Bounce. I went on a date recently. This was with the filmmaker girl who she shut it down, and I was boring as fuck on these dates. But also I haven't been on a date where a chick didn't already know me in a long time. Like I know that's why. Like half the reason is like, oh, you seem like a nice dude. Like I like your shows and shit. And like they're kind of half fan, but then they get it enough to where like, oh, you're not fully a fan, and we can chill.
Yeah.
And so it's not like some like groupie shit is what I'm trying to
So
say.
how often? Yes, for the listeners out there, Tone is currently on Disjointed on Netflix. So
Yeah.
for the one person that doesn't have Netflix in the country and can't view it, go get it. But
Still a password. It's okay.
so how long? Like, did you just start getting recognized? Like, how long you been?
I mean, it happens.
When did it
like,
start?
It happens occasionally. I
cracking
mean,
for
like,
you? Okay. Does it make dating hard, or is it?
Netflix has been the most recognizable thing I've done. I mean, like usually the shows that I do, nobody knows until after it's canceled, and then like a year later, people are like, man, you're that dude from that thing. Because what happens is like now people don't recognize you from an episode of something because there's so much TV. So now when they binge 10 episodes, now they know your face. And so that's when people will be like, man, that's that. Either I'm the dude from the show, or I'm like, did we go to high school together? Like, I'm like this. Yeah. I'm like,
Well, I was there outside the burn. A woman comes like, you look like that guy Carter from Disjointed. And he goes, yeah, that's me.
yeah, nice to meet you. I'm taking all these fans.
It's
How'd you guys link up together at some like? When did you guys? How'd you guys know each other?
We met in Portland, probably about 7,
Love
8
Portland.
years ago.
Love Portland.
Oh, Portland. Okay.
Oregon.
Right.
Not
yeah,
Maine.
yeah.
Okay.
Not
Is there
Maine.
another Portland?
Maine.
Shit.
That's a
The
close
one
one.
that's real close. I
guess
like
you
the
do have to
only
say
one
that.
you would know.
If you're in the middle of
the
the country,
main one.
when do you think you have to differentiate that? Which
Oregon and Maine.
when you're like past Chicago, going east past Chicago?
I would say probably
I think you have
past
to
Chicago.
be completely
Northeast.
northeast to get Portland, Maine. I think everybody else
So-
thinks Oregon.
like Cleveland at least.
Oregon.
I agree with that. You have to
Okay.
be you have to be
I
north
mean,
in New
you
York
have
and
he's
to
on
be
top of it.
Northeast of New
Connecticut,
York.
Mass.
So you said,
I'm
saying
north
so
of New York is
what-
pretty much.
Yeah, right.
geographically, where can you be where people know 100%? If you say Portland, I'm talking Oregon.
I think everywhere except these 3, 4 states up here.
That's like the norm. That's like,
yeah,
okay, all right.
I think norm. Okay, somehow I became the voice of Portland, Oregon.
Listen, I've never been to Portland, Maine,
Or
ever.
Oregon.
You've
And
never been to Maine,
I've been to Maine
don't
once
think
in my
I've been
whole
to Maine.
life.
but you don't live 30 minutes from
Right,
it.
right.
Okay, I see where you're going.
I've never been
know
to
what?
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know
Neither
what?
have you.
Let
Cool,
me-
but I live in Queens.
Meanwhile, this water
That's
probably from Maine.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just did a great bit. Y'all couldn't see it, but
Visual bit for this podcast. I'm sure the listeners will love it.
I turned to whatever. I'm not gonna
No,
describe it.
please
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I've never been to. It's weird how you can be part of a place and like not go to another place. Like I've heard people in New York be like, they live in Manhattan, be like, oh, I've never hang out in Brooklyn,
I also think it's
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, which is weird for me because I mean, all I do is like try to do shows when I'm in. Like, I had never been to the Bronx, so we went to the day game, the season opener last year.
Yeah.
I didn't
You ain't missing
even
much.
really know. I didn't know I hadn't been to the Bronx.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Uptown was before I was staying there. Like, I was like, oh shit.
Whereas Uptown, you're in it.
Like, yeah, I'm like, oh shit, Harlem's Uptown. All right, I'm in it. This is good. Apollo's up here and shit.
That's right.
And now, like, I know exactly where I'm going. I don't. I have no
So
idea.
how long you guys both been in the game? You've been in it for a while, right?
This is next week makes 10 years.
I think you were saying
Next
that
week,
like 10
yeah.
years. And how long you been in it, man?
I'm just under 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that 10, huh? Yeah.
April. I think April will be 10
So
for me.
35, so mid-20s, you guys started.
Yeah, which is
I was 20.
He was 20, yeah.
Oh,
He's-
baby. Fuck.
Yeah, man. I feel like I got a lace. I mean, for what comedy, the tradition of like, especially the guys in the 80s started teens, early 20s. I think I started late. I think I was 26. I turned 26.
Okay.
And so like
You
that was
already had careers.
yeah. I was working corporate America.
Yeah.
I had already like taught. Had worked at the ad agency. Had like been I mean, like I was already kind of like.
You already had some experiences.
Did you start in Atlanta or did you start when you
I
got
started
to
in
LA?
Dallas. Started in Dallas.
Dallas,
So
okay.
so my corporate job moved me to Dallas for a little bit. But yeah, so I mean, it was kind of one of those things where I really wanted to perform, but I couldn't do plays and shit. I couldn't audition. I had a day job. Like they were paying me, so I guess the only thing I could do was at night. So
Right.
comedy became that way, like the outlet to be like, oh, I can meet dudes, like hang out with, because like you move to a place, you can't hit on dudes.
That's the funny.
It's hard to make
Yeah.
friends when you're 26 and out of college. It's like,
You're like,
hey, you want to hang out,
no,
man?
no,
It's like,
man,
no, I'm
you-
not gay, but thanks.
You
Like,
hopefully
like,
somebody goes, man, I got a
click.
cousin that lives there. You should meet, then you got
Yeah.
somebody to hang out with. So like it's somebody bridges a gap. But when you don't know anybody, you can't just be at a bar and be like, man, you like football too.
I'm
Just trying to pick up another dude.
Yeah, it's like,
I've done that
Give me
before.
a number, man. I mean, it can happen organically,
Right.
but you can't force it. And that's what happened when I got to Dallas. It was like I did make like 3 friends that just like we all lived around the same bar. So we just and they had just moved to town too. So we just like, oh, I see you all the time. Like so like Marcus, right? And so,
Yeah.
you know, so the bartender kind of brought us together. Oh, he just moved to town, which is like, it was a nice glue. But yeah, before that, it was like, man, I didn't know how to meet anybody. And I mean, meeting a chick is different. Like, you know, I can shoot my shot with that. You don't want to shoot your shot and get denied by some dude that you're just trying to share a beer with. Come on, man, I just want to be friends.
We ain't even playing the same game right now.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm just asking for your number, bro.
There's something so funny about the fact that you got in to the loneliest career
To make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You found a career that everything you do is most of the time you're alone.
But yeah.
Well, and then as you get more
That's
successful in the career
interesting.
too, it seems like you start to see your friends less because you're both working different weekends in different places and shit
Man,
like that. So
it's the hardest. It's the hardest thing to be like. When I don't see you, you're doing the best.
yeah.
If I see you too much, neither one of us are doing shit.
Yeah.
That's a good, yeah.
But if I don't see you at all, it's like, I mean, when I don't see dudes who we were all like, and I guess it was still kind of open mics and like, you know, semi book shows in LA. I now go a year without seeing these dudes, and you're like, I know why I don't see you, and that's a beautiful thing.
They're working.
Yeah. So like either you're either on tour, or you're out of town shooting the TV show you're on, and it's beautiful. I mean, I haven't seen you. I'm going on my Instagram and how old your kids are getting on Instagram. Oh shit, it's another birthday. I haven't seen you in 12, 14 months. It's crazy.
Right.
And how long into it before you started were you able to quit that day job?
Oh man, I took a layoff.
Smart, so did I.
I was trying to get laid off early because our company, I mean, just like quick bullshit history, our company got bought out by InBev in like 2009, and so like the culture was changing because it used to just be a lot of fun. It was a job you would never quit.
What type of job was it? You said
So I was in marketing, yeah.
Marketing.
So I went from an ad agency to Anheuser-Busch. I was doing like all the shit in my set last night is true. Like so all the promotions job led me to like a dude who was like, you got a resume, you got a degree? Ended up getting that job, promotion after promotion, which I kind of got in it real quick because I was like the only black dude in my department. So it was like, oh, this dude has a degree. Like we need another one in our department to even it out. You know, it's like, which like affirmative action was like, oh shit, I'm not even working for real.
Right.
And just affirmative action was helping out. And then like after the layoff happened, or as the layoff was happening, I made it through like 3 rounds of layoffs.
Wow.
Because they couldn't let me go. And now I'm trying to get let go, and affirmative action backfired on me. Like I'm the only black dude. They can't just let the only black dude go. So I'm like, God damn it, please.
You and Rita in accounting. Like, we gotta hold on to this. This is all we got.
I literally stopped doing work. I was going to turn in reports. It's fine. Like you don't have to turn these in anymore. I'm literally just out here doing comedy for $85,000 a year.
Oh,
I mean, I got a
Because you had the company car.
I got a car, and I mean, like, I don't even know if I would have lasted in stand up because like Dallas is so far apart. So you're talking about trying to do 2 mics in a night. I'm driving 45, 50 miles one way to Fort Worth, and then I'm so like company gas, company car. I mean, like literally
just subsidizing your comedy career.
I mean, for real, like I was getting to bars, like, and I bought my way into a lot of stages early because I could buy beer for everybody. So I mean, when I got an unlimited card, people are like, no man, let Tone go up. Like he's
doing it.
I mean, I got a car. I mean, and I literally had it's a joke, but at the same time, it's real. Like I had a scholarship to start comedy. Like I was. Like the way most people spend money to like, oh, I'm gonna hang out and like, because really the dudes who get the most out of it like, can last the longest.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that night, I mean the same way like we hang out last night. Like I'm in town headlining. Mm-hmm. The comics who I fuck with the most are the people who hang out the longest. Mm-hmm. So those are the people who, you pass that baton and go, hey man, like you want to kick it? You want to do a guest spot tomorrow? You want to do this? Like the dude who left at 9:30 don't get the shot.
Yeah.
It's that dude. I mean, I remember like hanging out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just doing dumb shit, being like, "Man, I hope this headliner offers me a guest spot."
Yeah, I've had that argument with my girlfriend. You know, it's like I have to be out. The opportunity happens when I'm out at night. Like I'm not gonna have to go out every night. Like I'm sorry.
Can I get booked from the couch?
Yeah, straight. I mean, definitely.
And it was such a real thing. So it was like, to answer your question, I said all that to say. 2011, I was going through a breakup and I got the layoff. Like the layoff was coming, I knew it, but I was driving my ex back to Florida. She came from Florida. I was driving her back from Dallas to Orlando.
So you guys broke up and you still drove her?
Man, Jesus Christ, I couldn't think of a worse situation.
Had meals.
Man.
Or don't you break up with her when you drop her off, not when you pick her up, dude.
That's the last time Tone went on a dinner date. 2011. He just
fucking breakup,
can't
son.
do it again.
No wonder you don't Pensacola dates over.
I was wondering, like, no wonder he doesn't do the
That's
dinner
my
date
PTSD.
stuff.
That's my real.
Ruby Tuesdays off I-4. I'll never
Taco
forget
Bell.
it.
I'm telling you, we in there fucking cutting that 2 for $20.
Yo, bro,
Can we talk about this? Nah, eat that shit.
This shit was over.
We're
Your
crying
relationship's drier than this chicken. Shut up.
over
We're
cheddar
done.
mash.
I swear to God, I give it to dudes that can do that, man. I don't have that. Like, I can't. If I broke
you
up with
know
a
Once
girl,
it's over, she's dead to you.
Because-
You want her out of your face. Like,
Done.
Because
son.
she was so apologetic because she realized she had lied so much. And
okay.
her mom kind of outed her like how much she was lying because her mom didn't know she was lying to me this much, and I did. And she wasn't like cheating lying, but she was like just like shit that she didn't have to lie about.
she didn't have a little, yeah.
And like then she was getting super jealous because I mean I was doing really well in Dallas comedy. I was definitely not top 5 in the 3 years I was in. I got a lot of love quick because I was a little different. And so I mean the girls after shows. I mean she couldn't handle like the flirt. Like I mean this is back when I had my real number. The number I still have to this day on my Facebook.
oh, yeah.
And so I'm trying to get booked. So it's like I'm not famous. Who's going to text me out of the blue? And one night I got some titties. Right, I'm in the shower. My BlackBerry.
That's how long it was.
I mean,
BlackBerry, yeah.
whose titties are these? I'm like, clearly I don't know.
Yeah, it's an unknown number.
I don't have the number. But why'd you send back nice? Because they were. What if you just threw your titties out there, okay, and nobody said anything? You feel like shit.
Yeah, I'm just appreciating titties.
These are nice titties, okay? I'm just appreciating this woman's titties. I didn't go, whose tits are these?
Yeah.
I just said nice tits.
And there was no face in it.
There's no face.
Yeah, it's one thing if there's a
just tits,
face, then you can.
Yeah.
You might run into these.
Come on, man. You can't leave no titties unjudged.
Yeah,
Like,
what if you sent the wrong
I mean, you
number?
do appreciate it. It is nice to get a
do.
random titty every
I mean, when you 3 years in a comedy and some chick sends titties, you're like, man, I'm making it.
I'm on my way.
It's like, man, who else out here getting titties this early? I'm doing guest spots.
I'm getting guest spot titties.
I'm out here like, man, I love and now titties are everywhere. You can just see titties all. This is pre-Instagram. This is almost like Facebook is just
Well,
getting
yeah,
hot.
like you said, you gotta let that page load. It was on a BlackBerry.
Oh,
you know?
right? I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling.
But they-
I mean, maybe that little button just came.
Oh, the little nipple button?
Maybe that clip. Maybe that clip
Yeah,
button.
a
got in
little
there.
BlackBerry clip.
Man, BlackBerry. I wonder if somebody ever said that. Somebody's had to say that. BlackBerry clitter. well, yeah, man. So then I just so like 2011 was like, okay, I need to just like, all right, the breakup happened, the layoff happened. I was like, all right, I got 4 more months, and I could afford my apartment still. I actually had a condo at the time, and I was like a great deal, but it's like, man, I'm gonna get unemployment now, and my severance, and so I was like, man, I think I'm gonna move to LA, and then a friend of mine goes, look, can you help us out? Her and her husband moved back to St. Louis, actually. And her and her husband was like, man, we got a house in Plano, which is like just outside of Dallas. It's like 10, 15 minutes north of Dallas. And was like, yo, you want to, like, will you do us a favor, live here till we sell the house? And just all you got to do, it's fully furnished, cable still on, everything was dope. I had a 2-story house, 5 bedrooms to myself for like 4 months.
Balling.
And just like, here, I never told anybody this, I don't think. But I had never lived in a space this big by myself. And I slept on the couch the whole time I was there because I was too scared to sleep in the bedroom. I was like, I need to be on the floor. I'm not going to be all tucked away in this goddamn house. Somebody can murder me in this very white neighborhood in Plano, Texas. Nah, man, they're going to see this black dude going in and out.
Because also you can, if somebody comes in, you can hear them checking the rooms. You have no exit.
Yeah, you're the last room. You're waiting to die.
So you can hear everything. But
Thank you for making me not feel crazy. Yeah.
No, yeah.
I want to hear that jiggle.
Before I die.
The daughter of twist before you.
Yeah, man. Like, I got to look out the window. Go like, man, can I make that jump? Nah, man. So like, but it was dope for like 4 months. I just had this place, and so like after that, I was like, it was either go to Austin or go to LA, and I was like, I just chose LA.
Yeah.
And so like me and a couple of the comics, like actually the whole scene within 6 months, we all left Dallas. That we're the one period in Dallas where like, it was like 2 years worth of good comedy, and then 10 of us moved out, and then like,
Oh, wow.
Dallas fucking dried up, man.
Yeah. And then, like, you guys met in LA?
No, I said we said Oregon.
No, we
Yeah.
met at a festival in Portland, a festival called Bridgetown.
Oh, Bridgetown.
Yeah, Bridgetown, yeah.
And it was like,
Shout out to Andy Wood.
yeah, that festival was great.
I hear a lot of great things about that festival.
It was
It was just me and, I mean, it was just honestly.
Dwayne Perkins, maybe Baron Vaughn,
It was
Ron
four
Funches.
or five minorities in this
And
town.
you guys all
and
banded
we were
together?
Like, oh man, we better kick it. Yeah, we
shit.
need
Y'all
them.
looked around the room.
Everybody
brown
just put their
faces.
backs against each other and walk. Nah, man, but we met there, and then that was right. We always kept in touch, and it was right. I think he had just won NBC,
Yep.
and I was starting to do the road more, and then we just always kept in touch.
Yeah.
Whenever I went to LA, we'd hang out. He came to New York, we'd
Link
kick
up.
it.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was funny. Like a year and a half after I met him, like he came to, or maybe I was in New York. I forget which one, where were we at, but like he had shaved completely, and
must be
his
hard.
head and his beard. and I had no idea who the fuck he was. He walked up, he was like, "Tell me, is this real?" And I was like, "Man, we ain't never met." Right. Because I'd only seen him with this length of beard, basically.
Exactly.
And then it was like, "Oh shit, man, you gotta grow that shit back."
Right.
And after that, like, when, there's a point in comedy. Even last night, you said like, it's cool that you bring somebody with you. And I remember being mad at that, like, because
if you're in your local
if
scene.
you're in your local town, it's hard to like, I can't get stage time because these people bring their own people.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
And I mean, it was funny. It's like, not that
You could understand. I mean, that's
yeah, you have to understand it.
Yeah.
Because like, you don't. I remember when like the couple times I got featured for people in Dallas, you might as well leave that on the table.
Yeah,
I ain't going nowhere.
Like,
It's gonna turn into a marathon
Man.
podcast.
You see Tone's eyes when like you left with that shit.
put that Jameson back.
I just brought the Jameson to the table.
Jack, get over here, Jack. Where you going?
Nah, man, we're not doing that. It's gonna be a 3-hour podcast.
Yo, as soon as you left, he's like, "Man, get back over
My
here."
eyes followed that like it's the woman of my dreams. But like, it's like I used to be pissed at it. But then it was a couple comics who, the few times I did get a chance to feature, comics were either I was too strong at trying to impress them, or they go, "Hey, thank you not for not being that dude who just like does local material and it's all about here, because I can't, because you can't. Everybody in the town, like, that's why you get the love, because like, the local shit so well.
You reference the shit out of your local reference.
And I didn't do that. I never did Dallas material. I didn't do Atlanta material, Dallas material. It was like, oh, these are just, here's my life, right? Here's what I'm going through. So it's like, hopefully it'll work anywhere. And a lot of people respect that, but also like, the new, I mean, I became that dude too, like going locally. I get that dude my first year headlining, first 2 years headlining. It's like, dudes are, I was scared of me. In other towns, like, this motherfucker is murdering me.
Yeah.
He's he's not even doing local shit and he's hilarious. Or he's doing too much local shit and I can't follow that shit because like I should have been headlining when I started. Like, I was 5 years into comedy, 5.5, 6 years. And the people sending me around the country doing 6 shows. I'm like, I don't have a show yet.
I have 45 minutes.
I mean, I had like 70 minutes of just random shit.
Random shit.
And just putting it together.
And you're like, oh, I mean, a couple times, I'm getting Naeem Lynn, who opens for Kevin Hart a lot. One of the Plastic Cup Boys told me one of the best things he ever gave me. He was like, hey, man, he goes, turn some of the motherfuckers down, man. Turn some of those clubs down. Because, like, never headline a club that you're not 100% sure is going to invite you back before you even start.
Before you start. Yeah.
And so I was like, nope, not ready for that one.
Yeah.
Chicago, you want me to do Chicago Improv? No, fuck no, I haven't.
Yeah.
I've been on 3 episodes of a TV show nobody watched. And you want me to fucking do my hour with Chicago with a dude who's gonna open for me? And like, what clubs do is they stack the deck. Like, if you're a headliner that can't handle it, they bring a feature and it's like, we'll put him up for the rest of the week if you can't do it. And that shit is scary. You're like, oh, I gotta get the show together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
And that was my goal. And now I can't do fucking 5 minutes. I'll tell you
the night before last.
Like, I can't do a late night set to save my life. But I mean, I bullshitted 40 minutes last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was. When I got off stage, he was like, "I think you did 2 bits." Within the 40, I did like 2 bits. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
But it's funny because like you at the bar, we were like kind of like hanging like real quick, and we looked at the crowd, and you already sensed like, oh, we're gonna do some fun stuff tonight, like,
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
he's
you
like,
can
it's just
get
gonna
the
be fun.
vibe
You get
of
the
being
vibe.
silly about last night. Also, because it's like you start looking at it differently of the sense of like everybody was snowed in yesterday. They had a day off. They were expecting it from the night before. So you're like, people who came out Friday after that sort of snow and weather, they're oh, we're doing this. We're having a night. So like you can feel a different energy and just like what adds up to people. Like we knew in Vermont the shows were fun. It's like, dude, it's -8. And they're packing it in. They're in it for this. They're not like just walking through the streets hoping to find something.
They're putting their public safety at danger.
Yeah, so exactly.
The
-9.
only thing about last night was like the room was too cold. Honestly, I think we would have if the room were 10 degrees warmer.
The room at the
It was
temperature
just
that they
tight because
battle
it was
with.
cold. I mean, my hands were under my armpits most of the show.
Yeah, it's that club. I've
Sometimes it's too hot, and then
I'm
the
very-
summer's too hot, and the winter's too cold.
Yeah,
It's weird.
I know that club very well. You know what I mean? It's the specs of that place is like you could never know. It's like
also because it's a pretty big room.
It is, and that big glass facade out front
So
makes
the
it fucking
idea
cold.
is, it feels like they set the temperature for the amount of people who were going to be there, and not for the size of the room. You know, so it's like if there's
Yeah, I mean, the
60
ceilings are
people,
25
we're only
feet.
going to set it this
Well,
much
and I was
because
like,
60 people
They're only
shouldn't
gonna be there
get that.
2.5, 3 hours as the whole group. We're only gonna be there a few. So like, why blow this heat? We're not
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
even
We'll
be here.
fucking
For,
turn
like
it on.
tonight, we'll be there collectively for almost like 5-6 hours between two shows. The
pre-
and the post. Yeah, but like, I mean, like honestly, like if y'all came over to the condo right now, like, it's like if we're gonna be in 30 minutes, I'm gonna tell you leave a jacket on. I'm not gonna turn on the heat to please you for 30 minutes. If you're gonna spend a night, then yeah, okay, we'll accommodate.
But my moms used to do that shit.
You know what I mean?
Like these guests, man, fuck these guests.
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all leaving, right? You not saying you leaving? My dad did that shit growing up. I mean, like honestly, when
Go ahead.
my dad, when we were in Atlanta for Christmas, we had shows at Laughing Skull, and my dad, look, before Ro came, I went early. Ro came over a few hours later, and there was no heat on before Ro got there. And then I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, when y'all turn the heat on? Well, we got guests.
We got company coming.
When he comes, not for you, son.
Dude, my dad, when I was growing up, my dad would be like, I'd be sweating in the house. My dad would be like, stop moving. You're moving too much. That's why you sweating.
Yes, my dad would say the same shit.
You stay still, then you won't.
The worst, dude.
My dad was always very in Puerto Rico. He eventually put AC, but it wasn't
Central,
yeah,
the windows,
everybody had window. Yeah, so it's like my dad be like in his room and be like, "Oh, you can come hang out.
Yeah.
You can come stop sweating, dust it off, dry up real quick. Then you gotta get back out.
Man,
There's no just opening doors and letting the AC run.
he out here like, look, we got one unit at a time. Today's me.
You better figure out what days you want.
You want to watch what I'm watching? We got TV or AC. Which one? You better pick some initials.
Oh man,
We got the game show network. Is that what you're into? Because that's where the AC's at.
That's probably the best thing to watch with a group of people.
Dominican Republic, and he would do the same. So we lived in a shotgun house in New York where it's like all in a row.
Yeah.
Every room's in a row, and he would drop a sheet between his bedroom and our bedroom. And he'd be like, yeah, you can come back here with the AC. You come out here, hang here for a little bit, and then go
He
back.
had all the deep bedroom.
And then go back in your room and play Nintendo. You know, like,
Fuck yo, check this out.
Immigrants don't play that shit.
We haven't
Fuck
been
that.
there since. So I call my dad looks Filipino, but he's not. But like, so people always like, your dad's Filipino. I'm like, y'all don't listen. My father, we have an exhaust fan in the house. You know,
oh, yeah,
exhaust
it
fan.
blows out there.
So like it sucks up. So in the summertime, I mean, like if it's 100 degrees, he'll turn the air on. But anything less than that, open all the windows, okay, and then turn the upstairs exhaust fan on. And it's just, I mean, it's powerful as fuck. I mean, like it's closing doors.
It's fucking ghosts and shit.
It's pulling.
Paranormal activity.
People's clothes are blowing. I felt like I gotta go upstairs. Do not go upstairs. It was like nobody else I knew growing up had an exhaust fan. But it's like
I don't know anybody who has an exhaust now.
Man, I think it's 15 minutes at a time.
And how
it
much?
goes on and off like that?
And like
So
maybe
how much does it cool it down?
if it's like if you're at 80 degrees
Okay.
and it's you know,
Exhaust fan, ceiling ones, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay. I just want to make sure I knew exactly what
Just
we were
suck the
talking
dog off
about.
the floor, right?
And it's a two-story house.
It's a two-story house.
It looks like a ranch style house, but like it's a
Okay.
small second floor. Like there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs.
So it's 80 degrees.
80 degrees. It'll make it feel like 72.
Oh, wow. That's a decent,
So a nice breeze at 80 though. You talking about at 80?
but
it's
not
just-
at 98.
At 90, it's just blowing around 98.
Yeah.
It's just a convection oven at that point.
Yeah, I mean it's just swirl. So like he'll close certain doors.
He's got it down to somewhat of a science.
Man, you met my dad. Of
Yeah,
course he has.
he's-
Of course he has it down to a
He's
science.
getting the most out of this exhaust
What's your dad's name again?
fan.
You talk about it.
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
Mike and Val, right?
Mike and Val.
Yeah.
So like yeah,
Mr.
so
Mike.
So like you close all the doors that don't need to be cooled. And so he's a direct line of just like, look, man, if you stand in this corridor,
You get a breeze past your ball sack.
you will cool off. But now you can't hear any TV. It's just curtains flying. It's fucking this
Sit in a
fan.
jet engine.
It's crazy. Leave a door cracked a little bit. That shit. Who's here? No, that's the AC.
fan.
That's a fan ain't AC.
AC.
We were at his house, his parents' house, and it's so weird.
People
They
think the
kept-
DVDs are real. Everything.
The DVDs are real. He does look Filipino, but
The DVDs are real.
but they kept his childhood bedroom exactly the same.
That's
They
weird,
kept
'cause that's
it like
15
he
years ago now.
died.
That's-
They kept it like
20.
the son passed away.
Is that
like
is
that's what they fucking did with it.
Do you stay in your old room when you go home?
Nah, man.
Because that's creepy.
He said he hasn't been up there in years.
I haven't been upstairs in probably, man, at least 5 years. I'm damn to say like 7 to 10 years. I haven't been upstairs, and like so, there's a different bed up there. You know, like it's, like some of the furniture has changed, but the carpet, the walls,
Same.
I mean, like it's the same. I mean, when I say childhood, like
Has your ribbons hanging and all that shit?
yeah.
we're not even
Okay,
gonna get
Oh,
into this.
is there a shrine? Is there a tone shrine in the house?
Of course, he's an only son. What do you
That's
think?
right. That's right.
His
my God.
parents. There's a trophy case.
Are you a mama's boy?
Yes.
Oh yeah. That was a quick yes.
There's a trophy case, and this was the first time I'd seen it.
He's
He's been there before, but like
But I just never. I guess I finally got comfortable enough where we're opening shit and looking at
there's
stuff.
like a corner curio cabinet.
Okay.
And it is just. I will say they are trophies.
Was it hoops? What did you play?
Well, this baseball, basketball, soccer.
Whatever his parents made them. His parents bought the trophies and put them in there.
That's amazing.
The best boy in second grade was a trophy he had.
No way. That's amazing.
They're like 3 trophies that are just completely made up for motivation and encouragement.
There you go. Told us to have self-esteem problems. A lot of shitty parents out there. At least
Hey,
your parents love you.
My dad did that because his parents didn't do shit.
I like.
Yeah, I was gonna say my dad never did shit for me. I wish you'd have gave me a good person trophy.
So he's like, hey man, every boy deserves a good trophy. There's a trophy for the first book I ever. Is it the first? I think that's what right. First book I ever read by myself or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like 4 or
Thank you,
5.
dude.
You know, but if there's something you're gonna reward, it's getting educated. You know?
It's like my mom was a teacher at the time. My dad, I think it was Bears on Wheels. Was it Bernstein Bears?
Bernstein Bears?
Bernstein Bears.
Oh, they have the book bronze and everything. Like,
No, it's like they have a trophy. My dad fucking put a
Everyone-
label on a fucking random trophy
Every Christmas.
that he bought from Mike Eckert or some shit.
Every Christmas, they sit around the tree and read the Bernstein Bears over again, just to remember
Still?
the good time.
No, fuck.
Yo, man, you were talking about Christmas on stage with your family. It was weird. I was like, maybe that might fit right into that narrative.
We did used to. My mom put up both trees this year, which is funny. Like she hasn't done that in a long time. But like I have like 2 ornaments. Bro has
Both
a photo.
trees?
Well, we have a
They have like a little one next to the window.
Okay.
Yeah, like a little tiny one because it's like it's
And then a big family tree.
And then yeah, so like my mom and I for like I don't know, probably 10 years, maybe longer than that. I would come home, either be in high school, like, and I was already there, of course, or college, and come home, and then right after college, I would still come home for Christmas. And my mom would always just like put the Luther Vandross CD in.
Oh, Luther, I
Vandross
love
Kendrick,
Luther.
like Christmas, and then we would just
jam out.
her mistletoe jam, you know.
There you go. I think I just decided who's going to play us out today on
The
this when I edit this. Some Luther's going to be playing us out when we do this.
I tell you. And so we do that together, and then my dad would just be like, he'd be bringing up shit from the, he's either wrapping gifts or whatever. Me and my mom would do I split the difference between like how masculine of like I can cut grass, I can like chop wood, I can do all this kind of shit, and then but I know every one day sale at Macy's because that's what I did with my mom. So like I would go shop with my mom, and I do yard work with my dad. So it was like a split between like. Being able to be a compassionate, sensitive dude, but also be like a dude who can change a tire and change a battery, jump a car. It's weird when
That's definitely the thing I let down my dad with.
Oh, I can't do any of
Like,
that shit either, man. I
can change a tire, and like now I've learned over the years, and he gets angry because I learned through YouTube. Like how to do with my car, and he's like, "But I tried to show." I was like, "Yeah, but you."
Yeah, but I didn't need to learn that.
never yells at me.
Right.
There's a different sort of thing. But I came out. My dad was like working on the car or something. He asked for like help, and I was like such a like delicate kid. Like I came out in like yellow dishwashing gloves. I was like, I'm not getting my hands dirty. Like that's cool. That's so weird. That's
It wasn't
grease.
for you?
You know how long it takes to get out under the nails?
it's funny that he talks like he's still not this guy.
I'm so strong right now.
You're a direct
Say
reflection
I won't break this table
of your
right
child.
now.
As you.
This particle board table.
But it's definitely a testament to, like, it's good. It sounds like you grew up in a very comforting home. They were supportive. I mean, based on what you're saying. I mean,
Well,
there's
they
always
weren't. Here's the thing: like when none of us grew up in an entertainment household. The 4 of us at the table. So there's never a place where
my
like
dad played the trumpet in high school.
well, we all clearly forgot that. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We got the trumpet.
Yeah.
That's
well,
right. We
well, you forgot Tone won an award for reading a book in
I'm
second
telling
grade.
you, man. You're right. What am I thinking? We had very supportive households. The thing when it comes to like what I've learned recently is like, or what I'm comfortable with is like, you forget that like these people did not grow up with this, so that like they're not ill supportive or unsupportive. They just don't know how to. So they go like they just lift their hands up and go, all right, if that's what you're gonna do, I don't know how to do it. Like if you get successful, then I'm there for you, and if you're not, I'll go cool. You should probably
Try this. We'll do this.
Let's try to do something else.
Yeah.
So like that's a weird part about being entertainment. It's like, you know, when you have when did we do? Like last night we were listening to a song, and then we were like, "Who is this?" And you're like, "Oh, that's Rob Schneider's kid."
Oh yeah, the X's and O's.
So it's like
Ellie. It's not Ellie Goulding. I forget.
whatever
Something
song
like
is.
that. But
But when you have a parent in entertainment, they do shit like, "Oh, let me call somebody."
Yeah, you at least get an audition or whatever.
Yeah,
or
or
also
like
just at least show you the route.
yeah,
like,
I made a.
No, do this because it'll get you that. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you don't practice enough, you'll never get called back. You know, so like, but like,
little shit.
our parents don't know what a fucking callback is.
Yeah.
I made my parents when I was moving to LA. I made my parents watch Entourage, and I was like, "It's gonna be a lot of shit that you don't understand in this, but understand like if you break it down." Like my dad watched it, I think purely for entertainment. Like he was definitely he looked at himself like he was Vinny.
Yeah. He's like, oh, my son's getting some pussy out there.
I'm the lead. Yeah, he's like,
And
that's my boy.
And nobody told him he was Turtle. And he's like, no, I'm Vinny. This show's about me, right?
I got it. Like, no, that's what I would do too. Like, okay, that's what I would do.
That's great. That's great, though.
But like my mom took it for okay, this is how agents and managers work, and this is how your friends support you, and like this is how you stay. And so like it was like if you break it down, like not the glitz and glamour of what Entourage is, but like oh shit, there's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be crazy shit that happens, and honestly, I've had one of the most Entourage like other than I'm not a movie star, but not without the fame, but just like shit's been kind of working out for the last 5 years.
The speed.
The speed of like,
And I like the way you say because you're happy about it, but you're like, well, I got to keep it going, or else the shit
it's
it's gonna fall off tomorrow.
Like literally, the reason why, I mean, other than our friendship, like I believe in Rojo, so I'm like when I have my downtime, because like it's coming
yeah,
at some point. I mean, whether it be next year or the next 5 years or 10, he has to be ready because I'm gonna need him to make sure that like, okay, so I'm gonna take him now while I'm quarterbacking my career. And whoever else that I got friends that are writers, other comics. And then as soon as he gets ready, it's like, cool, my break came. I didn't have, so then he takes the lead, and then I get a chance to like.
And that was kind of what I was driving at when I was like, it's cool you get to bring a guy on the road because you're at a point where you're able to request it. Some comics headliners can't. Tell them to go fuck themselves. But if you can, you're like, hey, there's a guy, I got a buddy who's gonna pop or whatever. Like, let's go on the road.
Also weird because I guess the last 2 years we've been traveling pretty much nonstop together. But there were even a lot of clubs where I'd been, and they wouldn't let. I'd been separate of him, and they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me come with them just off the fact of like you can't bring your opener yet. You can't bring your opener yet.
But
and even if I had a relationship, even if I
bring
knew
X, Y, or
them,
Z if you wanted to do that.
What was that?
or just like even if I even knew the club, they'd
been there
still
before,
pull like a little weight to be like, no, you can't just book your own show. It's a lot of wanting the control.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
can
lot of the
understand
venue feeling like, because and we've talked about this. The more and more comedy keeps pushing in different directions, the less people eventually will need full comedy clubs.
Yeah.
So there's certain clubs in the country who won't embrace it and feel the need to be like, well, I need to control something. So if I only get the headliner and then they're booking the feature, then what's the point of? What am I doing?
Well, also,
What's
it's
my
like you made your money
experience,
because like we supposed to have a show on Thursday, right? Didn't happen because of the bomb cyclone, right? But Wednesday night, Just Hilarious sold out. They made their money for the week. The club made their money for the week. Okay, I'm traditionally doing 6 shows, and I'm not great at marketing and promotion. I won't. I'm like, we do our own. Like, if you want to come, I want people who want to be there.
Yeah, and you've also been busy fucking taping.
Between like the show, a couple things this year, but also most clubs. Every time we go back, it's a new set.
Yeah.
I mean, we write a lot. We tell a lot of stories. I mean, like we do shit. So people who like comedy and club owners who like comedy get something that they didn't know. And plus, nobody knows I'm a fucking comic, which is really funny. Everybody goes, "Oh, the actor from that show,"
which is
which is fine. But I'm like, because I don't look like a comic, I get it. But also, people leave go like, "Man, this dude was fucking." funny.
you
And then
deliver
they come
the
like
goods,
the
you
next
come
year,
with
and
the
they're like, oh,
merchandise
shit,
is real.
another hour already?
What do you mean when you say you don't look like a comic? What do you
People,
mean by that?
man, and that's
He's pretty.
people.
So too pretty, yeah.
I mean, people go like, man, you don't look like a comedian.
Really?
Because like usually it's either, I mean, you get it, right? I mean, you're a buff dude. I mean, people go like, oh, you got muscles.
Yeah.
You're probably not funny.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
skinny,
well,
weird looking
nah.
kids get, you know, like of what society says a weird looking kid. Skinny, weird, short, bigger dudes are traditionally what's funny, but it's also like if you saw the photo of that's on my Christmas tree from 3rd grade, you'd be like, I get why you're doing
you don't
comedy.
feel pretty.
I get why you're doing
You feel like
comedy.
that kid in 3rd grade.
I'm like, I'm still that chubby dude who was like, I was at running shooting in Atlanta off Memorial Drive when I was like 15,
I was
14,
there.
15.
Oh, nice.
I got peoples in Atlanta. Yeah, that's my shit.
Like, I mean, this was like
That's
where you
awesome.
go.
We
gotta go
yeah.
down there.
And I mean, I could hoop a little bit, but like I remember, but you go Saturday mornings, like people. I mean, there are 12 courts.
yeah.
I mean, motherfuckers hoop. I mean, you like, why aren't these dudes in the league?
Yeah, there's crowds watching.
And I mean, of course, I mean, I'm okay, but I don't get picked up until like it's a little light in there. And I remember one time some dude was like, "Oh, we'll take the Husky kid." And I was like,
I didn't know. I didn't know I was fat.
I literally did not know I was a Husky kid. And I was like, you know what's funny is like, and I realized I was a Husky kid because I was wearing sweatpants at the court.
Oh, you was
I
one
was
of
wearing
those?
swishy pants. I'm wearing nylon pants to play ball because I was like, man, I'm hippie.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it right then. And I was like, oh, fuck. From like,
Who's the Husky kid?
He calls
From like-
himself hippie.
from like 7, 8 years old until like 15, I was like, I had a weird couple years. And then, you know, what really saved my
Puberty,
life.
yeah.
Like 16, it was like when I kind of like, I got a little more
Stretched
height.
out.
And then I was like playing ball. Like baseball's like a real thing. So it was like I kind of Genuine and fucking Cisco was
Genuine.
big.
Oh,
and I
good
kind of
one.
slimmed out a little bit, and I did like the whole like gelled hair. Like it was. I mean, I
We go through things.
Yeah.
I have some stories.
We've
too,
gotten
you know?
into Chase was in a breakdance fighting argument once or twice.
Yeah, I was in a group called Armani, a dance
A
group.
dance crew.
I was on the dance crew. Go ahead.
I was almost sure of that.
I like how Tone looked at me. Was
Randy,
like,
Randy never even stopped looking at me just now. He was like, "Go ahead and admit it."
yeah. Tone looked at me like, yeah, I was too.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, okay, we almost battled.
Yeah, we did.
How many fights were you in? How many battles were you in?
Too many, man.
Countless.
Yeah, they would be in the hallways like right after second period. Like we go
Yeah,
go
man.
right at it. Like and the teachers would like try to break us up, and and as we're walking away, we pop and lock into the classroom. Like
Pop and
it's-
lock on the way
Yeah,
out.
it was crazy. The '90s were crazy.
After
I mean,
school and on the bus, at the bus stop, at the skating ring on Saturdays. Yeah, man, that was real life, man.
yeah.
I mean, there's still dudes that I run into in my neighborhood or like just around who like they were so famous in our hood that like because they could dance.
Yeah, there was a local fame back before social media that people had because you couldn't be famous globally.
And those dudes, I mean, a lot of those dudes aren't doing shit now. Actually, one of them is Lil Scrappy.
Oh, really?
The rap, yeah, because he didn't rap growing up. He danced.
So you grew up in Dallas. So you're
No,
from
no.
Dallas, but you grew from Atlanta.
No. I moved to Dallas for the corporate gig.
Got it.
I grew up in Atlanta.
Oh,
I grew up in Atlanta. I grew up in Decatur. Yeah, Decatur, Georgia is like where I grew up.
Decatur,
so like,
yeah.
Yeah, so like,
Okay.
It's like, and I was known in Decatur, but not like those. I mean, those dudes were just. I mean, if you were rappers or dancers, man, you were king. Trillville.
Trillville. Yeah.
I mean, grew up with them.
I mean, Atlanta. I mean, just speaking of Atlanta, man, growing up, like you were saying, '90s. You grew up in you were '80s kid, but you grew up in the '90s, pretty much, right?
yeah.
So just that whole Atlanta, like Outcasts.
That's a good stretch.
Goody
Yeah,
Mob.
man.
I mean, and I'm like around, like I didn't know. Of course, I was a little young to know what they were doing at the time, but that was real shit, man. That was like. I mean, Dungeon Family were huge.
Titty Boy. Well, now
Change, yeah. And like that's like because I left Atlanta. I mean, I didn't really go back after college. I mean, after college, I was in San Francisco. I started traveling. Like I really wasn't.
Yeah, it sounds like you bounced around. And how long have you been in LA now?
6.5.
Okay, and you've been in New York. You grew up there, or are you
No,
a Puerto Rican, not from New York? That'd be.
I was born
rare
in
for
New
me.
York and grew up in Puerto Rico.
Oh, you did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. What part of Puerto Rico?
Town's called San Sebastian. So it's
Okay.
like the northwest part of the island.
Familiar surfing area near
close
Rincon.
to super close to Rincon. We're actually going next week.
Yeah.
But
Oh, nice vacation or
A little vacation.
All right, there you go.
I've been on the road for too long.
Oh,
you
damn,
go.
you speak Spanish. Te hablo español.
sí.
Oh, claro que
Yeah.
sí. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know we were going
He
to
speaks better.
test
Yeah,
it.
he
I
speaks
didn't know
better
we were gonna
Spanish than
test
me.
it. That was good.
Apparently, he speaks better Spanish than me.
I'll get in the shower now, guys. I guess I just,
That's a good Dominican accent.
Yeah, claro que sí.
That's a
Hang with me too much.
I am in Boston, so
But is that where you picked it up? That's really
Probably.
funny because that's
Probably
a very,
Dominican guy. Yeah.
Pero que está pasando la vaina. Like it's a very like that's a very Dominican cadence.
well, I have a Big Papi jersey. So
Okay, I love it. They yeah. So I've been in New York for about almost 10. So
Where you living in the city?
I live in Queens.
Where at, man?
I mean, that's not. I don't know what kind
Well,
of crazy
neighborhood.
followers
My
you
family
have.
lives in-
I'm
my
not
family
trying to-
lives in
all right, but we
Queens.
could do this over
told you
text.
about some of
We
these
don't need
followers
to-
we have.
My mom lives in Ridgewood. You know where that
I
is?
live off in Woodhaven.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know the area. I've been up that way before. There's a bowling alley up there. Used to fuck around in high
Yeah,
school.
there is. It gets. I never hang out in the area, but yeah, I do know where you're talking about. Shit's scary. I mean, because it's a bowling alley that still has like everybody goes to hang out outside.
right.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean, that's what it was
everybody's
in high
parked,
school.
and it's
Yeah.
still
it's
like
high
that.
school, yeah.
Everybody's parked, and everybody's like doubled up,
Parking
and
lot
there's just
pimping,
music
baby.
blaring.
Exactly.
Word.
So it's like
There's a very well known roller skating rink here in Dorchester.
Damn, a roller skating rink?
Mattapan here.
Going backwards in time to fucking 1977.
Yo, man.
It was Mattapan. It's called
boy, I can
Chez
skate.
Vus.
Yeah, I was gonna say they used to have roller rink. There was a rink in fucking my neighborhood. What happened?
Well,
Well,
this
I've
would
been
be-
in Georgia. There was a thing, man. What happened to roller skating rinks? They were the shit.
I mean, they just closed the one. They just closed Golden Glide in Decatur like not too long ago. Like me and Mark wrote a pilot for it. Like just like it's every Saturday.
I
You can
feel
drop
like
the kids off for 6
yeah.
hours. Yeah.
I feel like it's a nostalgia in that you can open up one today in the right neighborhood and get like in Bushwick. I'm sure you can get a
I don't
fucking
know, man.
bunch
I
of
think kids
adults to
are-
go fucking roller skating in Bushwick. Bunch of hipsters and shit
you
for
think-
sure.
Drake would have to do it.
Drake.
You're stupid.
Definitely,
Champagne Poppy would be involved.
definitely Kendrick Lamar.
Why would Drake have to do it?
I think.
man, if they remade Roll Bounce right now, Drake would have Nick Cannon's role.
You're not gonna give a Bow Wow the
Cannon.
first dibs, son?
Nick, wait, and
is that Roll Bounce?
That's Lil Bow Wow.
Lil Bow Wow. That's not Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon, who plays
Sweet-
gives
Oh,
him
yeah,
the big
yeah, he plays
shoes.
Sweetness. Yeah,
no, Sweetness. No, that's not.
What movie is this?
That's
That's
Roll
Roll
Bounce.
Bounce.
It's Roll
That's
Bounce.
what I'm saying.
But it's
That's
not
Nick-
Cannon. No, I know. No,
That's Nick Cannon.
That's not Nick Cannon.
No, it's somebody else.
That's
Who's that
I
dude?
don't know
I'll look it up right now. I'll look it up right
I
now.
can't think of his. I
What's
can't
the
think
Nick
of his name.
Cannon one?
I'll
I'm
get it.
referencing?
I'll get it.
Nick Cannon's in a movie where he gives the
on,
kid
are
the
you on the
big,
Wi-Fi? Did you-
big,
I'm on the Wi-Fi?
big
Oh, nah, I
sneakers.
Hold on.
He's always giving him big skates.
Yeah. Oh, Nick Cannon is okay. He plays. He plays.
Yeah.
He does. You're right. He
With
plays
the
a,
big fro.
Yes, he does.
He plays the
What the fuck is his
the
name?
skate distributor.
Yeah.
Skate room. He works in the skate room.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but he
wasn't.
You thought that was his movie?
No, I said Drake would
Bernard.
play
He
Nick
plays Bernard
Cannon's
in that.
role in Roll Bounce.
No, I think he'd be Bow Wow.
It's Wesley Jonathan.
would be
Jonathan
Bow Wow.
plays
Jonathan.
Sweetness.
Was it huh?
Wesley Johnson does
Drake
kind of
would
like Nick
play
Cannon.
Bow Wow to you.
Or he played the DJ.
The DJ.
Okay,
he played
maybe the DJ.
Bernard, the DJ.
Yeah. Bernard.
I mean, his character though was fucking.
Don't look at me crazy.
Yeah.
First of all, that movie was star-studded. We don't give it enough respect.
Mike Epps,
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie
Charlie
Murphy.
Murphy.
They're both
Yes.
the trash.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. I was just watching
peace, man.
Chappelle Show this morning.
Man, I mean, like
Even the dad.
Journey
is good
Smollett.
actor.
Yeah, Charlie McBride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Where would
Megan
you
good?
Where would you put, in terms of Atlanta movies? Where would you put the top of the top? Would you put ATL up there?
Man, I wouldn't put most. I'm not gonna lie, to you, I hate most Atlanta movies.
I gotta put this on YouTube. The face he made on that. He's like, man.
I just think they could be so much better.
Sure.
And also, I think writing has just come down to a. We can be more nuanced. Like people used to try to fit in more than they needed to in film, and now we can just like, look, man, let's take. You know what helped that out is Selma.
I can agree with that.
Because like there's a joke I heard about it when somebody was like, after Selma came out, it was such a concentrated period of time. They're like, oh, that was well done in like what this was, right? Instead of being
a great
like
period piece.
And somebody was like, I don't really. Who said that? Like there was somebody who did a bit right after saying like they didn't cover the civil rights movement right. It's like, but it's not about the civil rights. It's about Selma.
It's about Selma, right?
It was about this thing in this place. It wasn't about the fucking 60s. It was about.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? It wasn't late 50s, 60s.
It wasn't like a Dr. King biopic. It was
No,
about.
that-
It was
yeah,
about.
that's
It was
like-
about this
That's
community.
like,
yeah.
that's like watching Benjamin Button and being like, oh, they didn't respect Katrina.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, no, that's just happening while.
Yeah.
This is it's a
It's
part
about
of
a
it.
young guy.
Yeah. So I don't know Atlanta movies. I don't know. I mean, it's. I don't. I think they could be
Drumline.
Ooh.
Drumline.
But that's not is that considered an
it's
Atlanta movie?
Yeah.
It was filmed in Atlanta.
Yeah, but I mean,
Are the
would
bands
it-
that serious? Is it for real
Yeah,
that?
man. I went to HBCU. Yeah, it's a.
Where'd you go, man?
Savannah State.
Okay.
So I mean, like, and that's a anytime. Our band was called the Dirty 30, but
Interesting.
it was 42 of them. Our band was real small. But I mean,
42.
every year we go up to the Dome, all
They
HBCUs.
have that big like jamboree.
Battle of
whatever,
the
right?
Bands, yeah, jamboree.
Whatever the fuck you call it. I don't know what you call it when it's
Battle of the
bands.
Bands, but I mean, I guess it is a jamboree or parade, whatever you want to call it. Man, I don't know.
White people call it
A jamboree?
So that's it. So Drumline's a good
Only
one.
white dudes and Christians call.
We all, me, you, and you were just like,
Jamboree.
man.
I mean, yeah, I guess it could be a jamboree. Also, a word people don't use enough. Jamboree.
I'm glad they don't. We need to separate these people. I need to know you're a jamboree type guy.
Jamboree. Huh? I don't know a band.
Yo, but what are you doing tonight? Are you going to the jamboree? Man, fuck no, I'm not going if it's called a jamboree.
Jamboree.
I'd go if it was called a party or a festival. But you're going to a jamboree sounds like you need a triangle or a tambourine with you in order to be there. Do you have
Fucking triangle.
Do you have your tambourine?
Yeah.
You don't think I got multiple tambourines?
Is there a banjo involved in this?
I mean, it's gonna be a good old fashioned jamboree.
We can agree. But we can agree though that Nick Cannon is the voice of Atlanta movies. Drumline and
mean-
Roll Bounce.
I mean, T.I. is probably, I would say up there. No?
The voice of Atlanta, in my mind.
Okay.
Outcast. Outcast is
Nick Cannon's.
Usher.
I don't know what to
Movies,
tell you.
movies.
Usher. Good
Bow
call.
Wow.
Bow Wow. Really?
I mean, Bow Wow's been at it forever.
Ticket, lottery ticket, right? Like,
Lottery ticket.
I actually
Like Mike?
I like that movie better than Robots.
The rekindling of Brandon T. Jackson and Bow Wow because we all needed that duo again.
let me ask you a question.
Everybody,
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you.
Now that we're on that.
Somewhere, okay, you're
We're not gonna answer this.
I know. I can tell. His
I
face.
already know.
He already knows.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Shad Moss, who's AKA Bow Wow, right? When he got,
I would deem to say that the other way around. But go ahead.
Yeah.
when you see like, that always debate about rappers or singers that transition to like acting and stuff like that, and they get roles like these type of movies. The movie that he played when he was now I've seen that he got a role like SVU. He played it as one of those Law and Order
Oh, it
things.
was like SVU or one of those.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Like that type of when they're rappers and they come from the rapping world and they transition to like or stand up comedy or whatever.
I
like
think you want to answer this first.
I'll say specifically on Bow Wow because I think you're gonna go on the big picture stuff.
Yeah, I will.
and this goes to trend comedy too. There's people that that
Yeah.
There's a lot.
think-
That's a loaded question. There's a lot in that. I like
think
that.
As far as Bow Wow goes, I don't think he was. I think he actually tried at acting. I think he genuinely wanted to be a decent, and I don't think he's a bad act. Like, because he was also like you say SVU, but he had
He did
had an
smaller
arc
parts
on, but he had
before
an,
he did bigger parts.
he had that arc on Entourage. Where he played the comedian. He's had like
Yeah, he had smaller
Bow-
roles before he took.
Yeah,
a,
so
took
it's
a-
like I genuinely and Bow Wow I don't think was also. He was successful as a musician. He wasn't huge, where you could put his name on a movie. I think, and it would really move the needle.
Sure.
So do you think so?
Early on, he did.
I mean,
we
I
did
guess
like
Mike
Mike
is
and-
all surrounded about.
I would say that, like, you saw the star power in that at
Yeah.
that age, and I think, I mean, for what that was at the time, that was not a bad project to do.
No, and that's with
Would I watch it now?
Chestnut.
No. Morris Chestnut. Yeah, he
Morris
was in it,
Chestnut plays the star on
Yep.
the team.
Yeah, the basketball movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as Bow Wow specifically, I think he tried, and I think he's hosted. He's not a bad I think he's just a dude who's entertaining.
I'm not question. I'm not. I guess. Let me rephrase my question. I guess my question is to you guys. I'm not questioning. The body of work that he's done. I guess my question
If
is.
I'm annoyed,
Are you? Yeah.
That
do you get
transitions
annoyed that when
No,
people
I mean,
come
no.
from one, to a degree, like?
No, I think Hollywood's a hard place. Yeah. Hollywood is like, man.
Let me give you a perfect example. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's your question. I'll let you get back to that. I have a lot of comedian friends, and they all have different points of views on these things. Those, let's say, Instagram comedians.
We talked about this last night.
I think this is very different, though.
Okay, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I
think Instagram comedian is very different to a musician.
When you're talking about, I mean, like nobody saw. Do you think? And this is not a question to be answered. This is just a rhetorical question. Do you think without social media, Drake would be Drake? Nobody answered that. But when I see stuff like Bow Wow, dude, I mean, we took his childhood at like 11.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was already rapping because it was cute.
Well, that's why you hate him. That's why people have hate on it.
But it's like,
But why would it be on him?
I mean,
Drake.
I was in high school.
Wow.
I was in high school. Bow Wow came out. You're like, man, this kid can rap.
Yeah,
he's 12. I'm
it
16,
wasn't-
and it's like he's not terrible.
Right.
But also, who's doing that? Snoop. We love Snoop. Murder was the case that we gave him, and this dude
Gave him a
this dude basically ushered fucking Bieber like that. So like Snoop did Bow Wow like that, and like we made him grow up in front of us to go like, okay, after rapping, because all he has is commercial bubblegum rap.
And
he never had to live.
I agree. And there is a little bit of they set him up in that commercial bubblegum rap, and people are going to hate him because of that no matter what. No matter what.
He can't be hard. Hammer tried to go hard. We didn't let him do this shit.
And Hammer was an adult.
Common tried to go hard.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Ice Cube, we let people go lighter. Ice Cube went lighter.
Yeah. I never fault someone for trying.
So
But
I
it's
mean,
also like the fact that people hate Bow Wow when Bow Wow wasn't out here negotiating contracts. He wasn't a 12-year-old trying to be like, so we're gonna get a 3-record deal, and this is how much we're gonna like.
Right.
and when you buy your mom a house when you're fucking 14, you got to keep that heat on.
There's a certain amount of setup for failure in that. Oh, it's just like any other child star. It's like, oh, Richie Cunningham, is he going to be as good as Richie Cunningham as the character we used to love?
Sure.
It's like, dude, fucking James Gandolfini suffered the same thing. You love him for one thing, and then you fucking, he's never Tony Soprano again.
But that's
so
why
so the rest of his shit sucks. Yeah. It's like, well, compared to the best work that he's done in his career.
Or what we love more, and we go like, oh, we love this so much, you should be better. Yo, man, we can't put that on people.
Yeah.
We can't put that on people.
I do think that's why he probably veered away
For a while.
from music.
And took a break, probably.
Because it's just like, and it wasn't that he had killer hits, but it was just like, this is what people liked. So it's like he needed to do different stuff to completely separate
What about
himself.
Usher like too?
Usher
What about
played
what he
Sugar
like?
Ray.
He might have preferred acting versus rapping. Whatever.
Eventually,
he was
yeah.
14 years old.
But also, what else do you know how
his
to do?
opinion.
You just learned cursive.
That's what I'm saying. I used to like to draw when I was 11. Now I'm fucking 34. I don't like that shit anymore. Things change, you know?
Yeah. Also, you realize you're not good at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not if somebody would encourage you to stay with it, you know what I mean? But like Usher played Sugar Ray Leonard, and you know why we didn't like it? Because it's Usher. I think he played a damn good part.
A good Sugar Ray.
I mean, one of the people that we let do it the most is Will Smith. We talked about this the other day.
Jamie Foxx is actually amazing at transforming himself. Like he's been able to break that every time. It's amazing what he was able to do.
Jamie's the best example.
Yeah,
James is a best example.
a great crossover guy who's good at everything that he tries to do.
But also, like, look at Jamie's story. We let Jamie fail in music twice before we ever gave him a shot at acting.
But did he really fail though, Tone, at music? He went platinum.
No.
No,
I'm talking about the 2 albums before you're talking about.
He had to just
He had deals before that.
Okay.
He had deals before that. Before like he even started doing comedy.
But then Kanye Harris album put him on his thing, and that was it.
I mean, before I'm talking about
Yeah,
like 90s.
Yeah,
like
no,
early.
like way before.
Living Color, like days.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, before
his show. Before his show. Yeah,
Because he's from Dallas, right?
He's from
Dallas.
like Longview, like not
Yeah, man.
Terrell. He's from Terrell, Texas.
Oh, okay.
But like that's, I mean, like we didn't. He failed multiple times before we gave him. But I'll say this: me and Bow Wow. So the part that he did on NCIS,
Yeah.
I was up for as well.
That's what the show I'm from. Sorry.
So
that's SVU.
they're all the same fucking show.
Oh, so we got to fuck up little Bow Wow because he took the spot.
No. Here's and I actually, so me and my co-star on Disjointed, Aaron Moten, who was on Night Of.
Yeah.
We were talking about. He goes, we're just in our dressing rooms one day talking about the craziest auditions, and there's an audition. That part that Bow Wow took was a role that I was there with. Wesley Jonathan, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm Jamal Warner was there. Marcus Houston.
For the same part?
For the same part.
Malcolm
the dude
Jamal
who
Warner?
played Bud on I can't think of his name. I
would've been amped to meet
apologize.
Malcolm
I
Jamal Warner.
apologize.
Bud from the Cosby Show.
For real?
I mean, you're talking. Jaleel White was there. I mean, like you're
David
talking.
Faustino. That's the guy's name. From
Bud?
Married with Children?
No.
The
No,
son.
not
Oh,
the
not
Bud.
that Bud.
Bud, who was
Rudy's
best
yeah,
friend.
yeah,
and
yeah.
how
Gotcha,
he
gotcha,
was a little-
gotcha.
He
I
was
mean,
kid.
so you
I was
talking
saying,
about
that a
at
white
this
guy?
point? At this
What the
point,
fuck?
I've been on TV, but I didn't know these people because I wasn't on a good show. I wasn't on a successful show. People watched it, but it wasn't a hit, right? This is like coming off Whitney, and I'm in this room and I'm seeing dudes I've watched growing up. So now I'm like, oh, why am I here? Okay, but I've been here before, man.
Yeah,
Same
Malcolm
thing I saw.
Jamal Warner, I mean.
Dude, I auditioned with dudes who I watched for Whitney. So like this is again in this room again. Would you realize? Okay, now I'm in the game.
You're in the game, yeah.
They know me too. They're not gonna say it, but they know me too because I do it now. The role was for a forensic scientist who, I swear to you, me and Aaron talked about this. Was a forensic scientist who was blind, who figured out the composition of how someone died after he played the piano in the lab.
I'm sorry.
So
That's some Stevie Wonder amazing
and
shit.
that's how they go. He's a mix between Ray Charles and Little Richard, but he's blind and plays.
But a doctor.
And everybody's like, how the fuck do we do this?
How do we play that?
Right. And we all walked in and were like, Jesus Christ, this is
Hard.
everybody's like, what'd you do? Man, I wore the old timeyest slavey shit I've ever pulled out of my closet to try to make it seem like, okay, this is Little Richard. They want some shit from like the fucking 60s. Like, and
put a Jerry curl on.
He loves like he dresses in. We went in. I remember closing my eyes, acting like I'm playing the piano, and I'm just like, when the first lines was like, "Hey, we got any leads on how this on this body or whatever?" And I'm like, and like the dude's playing when they walk in, so you just have to act like you're playing. And he goes, "Hey, can we get an answer? We need you to answer this question." And they're like, "Hey, I need the music first, baby. I need the music." And that was like the first line. I was like, Jesus Christ, I cannot go back to this. I got to call back. I did the dumbest shit. I saw Marcus Houston again. I'm like, what the fuck do you do? He was like, man, I don't know what the fuck I did. And then New York, Chicago, LA, we're all like, how do you do this?
Right.
And it got down to like the top 10, 12 people or whatever. And then we were just like, look, and I told him, I went back and I was like, I just signed in and left. Like that's been my move for a long time. Like I don't know what to do again. If you don't trust what I just did on this, I'm doing this again. That's all I know how to do.
Yeah.
For the silly ass part that I probably can't pull off. Then they changed it because nobody else get a blind dude who can play the piano. Get him.
Get Stevie. He's available.
I'm not gonna do this for 12 years because that's how long those fucking shows run.
It's like Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra or some shit
It's too much. And then so we all fucking go home and be like, man, we didn't get that part. And then they fucking changed the whole thing, give it to Bow Wow.
Oh, it's rooting for him?
And it's like it became just a dude who's like a young kid who's just a genius in the lab.
All right.
But like that's how Hollywood changes too. So like I don't blame him for taking these roles because like his agent worked out a dope deal.
Sure.
And I mean, look, man, I guarantee that dude was. I mean, I know how much I make, and I guarantee Bow Wow was probably making more at the time, even probably still now. But like, man, that dude was probably getting 70, 80, 100 grand.
Yeah.
Per episode for that shit. So you can't.
So it seems like your approach is like, hey,
You
man,
can't-
you can't. Seems like your approach is like, hey, if you get these opportunities, why not take advantage of these opportunities?
'cause, like,
if they're presented,
I mean, I've turned down. I had an opportunity to do a show in Toronto. CBS offered it to me. I forget the name of it at this point, but they're like, it's going straight to 13 episodes. We'll meet your quote. Do you want to go? And I was like, you know what? I think if I go to Toronto and make this money, it's going to ruin my stand-up career. So I turned it down.
That's the next question I was going to ask you. Because I know you were in like the arts in school, right, coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to art school. I did
No,
it. I did it,
yeah,
but like
but-
it wasn't like notable.
Okay. But was it your,
When I
like in the
finish this
entertainment
class,
business,
we
do
have
you
to
want
end
to be a
this- We have to
comedian?
end this podcast as soon as this glass is empty.
Sure, no
because
problem.
I have to hop in the shower.
No problem. It's
I
already-
have talking to do tonight.
No, it's perfect. It's 1 hour. This guy, fucking pro. The headline, he knew when an hour was up. He timed it based on his drinks. No, but
Much like my comedy.
exactly. But no, but the question was, do you come at this? Is stand up your first love, or is it like what is it? What is it you want to do next? Is it do you want to do both? Do you want to keep stand up in your career? Or do you want to become an actor mostly?
I do think I want to direct. I do think I want to direct, but it's harder. I mean, because I mean, people know how to direct now. I mean, like Instagram has let people go, oh, this if I do this from this angle. I mean, people know how to direct. It's not. Social media can teach you how to do a skill that 4 years and $200,000 used to. So, everybody have an iMovie and GarageBand on their phones. I mean, everybody has a laptop now or a tablet. It's hard. My next step is like I like acting okay. I mean, I feel like I'm decent at it. I feel like people understand now that I'm better at drama than I am at comedy. As far as acting wise, yeah. I mean, like, because I haven't gotten a chance to do my comedy because once again, directors don't know my voice as a comic. They go, like, this dude's an actor. I'm like, watch my fucking stand up and you'll learn how to use me better.
That's interesting.
And I've got into an argument. When I was on Bad Judge, me and the director got into it so hard, and I tell the story all the time to other actors I work with. I fucking told him to sit down. He came and was like, can you speed this up? Can you just like, truncate that to like I was like, look, man, if you don't like it, cut it. But go sit in your little chair, put your headphones on, and I'm not doing it your way.
I'll show you what funny is.
Because you know what? Because I'm always thinking what the editor's going to see. Honestly, that's what I don't think about the director at all ever. I never think about it. If it's drama, I do. I take that note. When it's comedy, I don't give a fuck, man. I really don't. Because like most directors that know me, you're not controlling Mike Epps. You're not controlling fucking Ryan Reynolds. You let them do their version of comedy. And I know you don't know me yet, but that's your fault.
And a lot of
I watch your work. You should watch mine.
And a lot of
prepare for the
directors still
shit.
come
Like
from
know how
comedy
I
backgrounds.
deliver.
I see. Yeah.
And so like my comedy's my comedy, man. We all spend our whole comedy career trying to figure out our voice. Because everybody goes, you have to be different. Don't be like somebody else. And then I do it, and then you want me to be somebody else. Go fuck yourself, man. I'm not doing that shit. I'd rather get fired.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, acting is cool. I'd rather be in a position to be like, okay, we're doing this movie. Me and Rojo wrote this movie. And he's gonna be the lead of it, and because I know him so well, like I get a chance to direct it.
Awesome.
Because I know I'd love that opportunity.
Yeah, and you put it in
All
the
my
can.
actor friends and comedy friends going like, "Hey man, I know what you guys do well. Let's figure this out." And will I ever get that shot? I think so. Like I believe in myself enough to be able to get that. I network and can make connections well enough, but I don't know. Who knows? I do. Comedy's my favorite. I mean, I think the perfect comedian to me is Larry David.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
good, one.
And I mean,
Good choice.
it's not about money, but it's also like this dude just hops on stage whenever he wants to. He does let me see if these ideas are funny. I'd love to do that.
He tries to deliver funny on TV, movies, stage, whatever it is. I agree.
And the pure comedy version to me of Larry David is Dave Chappelle. Like they both. I mean, Patrice O'Neal was
Patrice.
RIP. Like I mean, I think he was there too. I mean, I don't know what the world would have been if.
No.
If Patrice was still alive, R.I.P. man. If Patrice was still alive, he'd be so poignant on what's happening in the world right now. They'd kill him.
I don't know. So it's a voice that's lost right
We
now.
had Patrice is like, I mean, he's from Boston. He's originally from Boston. So like, I saw Patrice like in 2002. Like coming in Boston. And yeah, some people you just know they were born to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like Patrice, like he was just, like that's what he was born to do.
It's the only thing he could do.
It's the only thing he could do.
Yeah, good.
And it's, and then when Randy hit me up.
Almost too good at it.
Yeah, really. I mean, Bill Burr said it. I mean, he said he's the best stand-up comedian he's ever seen.
Yeah.
So when Randy hit me up, like last week. Well, when Randy was in New York, I think Randy met you in New York City this week. Mm-hmm. He texted me. He's like, and we have a mutual friend, my homegirl, Sam J.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out to Sam
Love
J.
Sam.
Hooking it up.
Love Sam.
She set this podcast up.
Yeah. And Sam, we grew up, we came up together in comedy and stuff, whatever. That's how you guys met. He's like, yeah, Tom, man, Tom Bell. He's a cool cat. You like him. He's kind of like, you like him. And that's what
He's like, what do you mean? You'll see. Like, don't worry, you'll see.
I was like, so it was good. And then you never know. Like this, I love this business. I love the business of comedy. Well, the business of comedy, that could be. That's a debate.
Could be
but
improved.
I love the not knowing kind of where you're going and the people that you're gonna meet and the people that you meet on the road and collectively kind of like we ultimately
Like you said, I was out late. And made the podcast happen.
I mean, we had a hell of a night.
Yeah.
And it's like, but honestly, who knows if we would have done this if you were like, hey man, can you do my podcast? And then like you go
and
home
I left
and then like, hey, you DM me or get my number from Sam and go like, hey, you mind doing it? I'm like, man, I want to do some random podcast, but I'm like, yeah, we're definitely doing Randy's podcast now. Like, yeah, you hung out, you kicked it, like, we fucking chilled, the mad shots on a. We're not gonna talk about the details, but like, it was a weird night. It was a weird night.
Well, one I like to
I lost
say.
a shirt.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
we'll talk about that off the podcast. First, I'd like to say thank you, number one, for doing this.
No, it's fun.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. What's next for you, man?
Yeah, what you got, Rod?
I know. So season 2 of Disjointed is coming out, right? Or is it already out? Did it drop already?
Next week.
Next week. And then you got comedy
Comedy knockout.
Knockout.
Me and me and a buddy, another comedian, Mike Brown, we have a deal with a production company. We're trying to a web series we're trying to make into
Shout
a
out
half
Mike
hour.
Brown.
Mike Brown's a great comic.
Do you work around New York a lot? I got a lot of listeners in New York. We got a lot of listeners in New York.
I'm in New York all the time. I'll be there. I mean, now I'll be there next week and the week probably till
check him out.
February.
Rojo
So,
Perez.
Rojo Perez.
No, because we're going to Puerto Rico. You won't be there.
The week after next.
But I have no road dates.
Yeah, but we'll be in Puerto Rico.
Okay, so come to Puerto Rico.
I have a lot of Puerto Rican listeners too. we have a lot of
Where can we find you on social media?
Man, Rojo Perez on everything. 3 Z's at the end.
Triple X. Like
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can probably find my number on multiple podcasts. It's very easy to just text me if you feel like it.
He's the Puerto Rican with the good beard.
That's fair.
And you guys are at Lap Boston tonight. Two shows, I believe.
Tonight, yeah,
Right,
this
two
will go out.
shows. All right,
You talking like this is radio? Like they're gonna hear this shit in
I know.
a second.
I don't know. I'm gonna edit this shit up and get it right out.
Tone, social media.
Just Tone Bell, man. ToneBell. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I got a few films coming out next year. Hopefully, Disjointed season 2. Well, no. So you said season 2. Part 2 is coming out. On the 12th. So we'll figure out if we get a second season. And then I'm just selling stuff, and we just me, Al Jackson, Joe DeRosa. Who knows if it goes series? But we just sold a pilot to TruTV.
Oh, nice, dude. I fucking love
If
Joe.
nothing else, it's called Can I Kick It? And
We have a podcast.
Oh.
If we're on this, it's coming out
Fucking
early
right.
February.
February, yeah.
Yeah, what's the podcast gonna be called?
Run the grudges.
Oh, okay.
Like Run the Jewels.
Oh, we on the podcast?
Yeah.
I'll get back with you, bro.
So look out for that.
We'll do a little crossover podcast in the future.
Yeah.
Do you guys do a lot of podcasts? Do you guys like the podcast? Like it?
I mean, we will do them, of course.
I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind them.
Okay.
That's crazy. We haven't eaten yet.
Nah, we gotta go.
I feel like,
I gotta get high. I gotta get high. We gotta
fading
get.
out here.
I gotta get high. We gotta get drunk. We gotta go.
man,
We need some food. Because
Thank
we
you
have shows
guys.
Yeah,
No,
this was
thank
fun,
you so
man.
much.
for having us.
Thank you,
Thank
thank you,
so
Tone.
fun.
Thank you. You guys
got
are the
it.
best.
All right, guys. We love you. It's Chase Abel and Randy V, and that's Tone and Rojo, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.